after police say someone shot at an officer. Police returned fire, and it led to an all-night search that forced the evacuation of several. Live and spoke with some evacuees. Darsha.
Good morning, Leslie. Yes, we did learn that person, in fact, did fire a shot at officers yesterday evening, which launched a massive search overnight. Now, you do see a scene still here in Long Beach. Most residents have been let back into their homes after being evacuated, but some still are not back in as police conduct their investigation. A suspect said to be armed and dangerous loose in this neighborhood in Long Beach forced the evacuation of several residents overnight. So where were you last night?
In the car, just waiting for a response, but they wouldn't let us come back in.
Residents were given shelter at a nearby school as the SWAT team set up a perimeter to search for the suspect, believed to be a gang member who authorities say shot at police. According to Long Beach police, about 6:30 yesterday evening, an officer responded to a call of possible gang members gathering near 8th Street and Daisy. When the officer approached the group, several members ran. The officer chased after one suspect on foot. That's when police say shots were fired.
During that foot pursuit, the suspect fired gunshots at the officer from a handgun. The officer returned fire.
According to police, the officer not clear if the suspect was injured. After several hours, authorities were still unable to locate the suspect and called off the active search. But a portion of 8th Street remained shut down for most of the morning, and a handful of residents were frustrated with the inconvenience.
When there's an officer-involved shooting, it becomes like the biggest deal ever. But when one of my neighbors gets shot at, it's like almost just like, oh, we don't even want to be here kind of a thing.
Now, we have been told by police officers that those suspected gang members may have been here in the area for a memorial service for one of their friends who was murdered last week. That's the latest from Long Beach. I'm Darsha Phillips, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Darsha. Another officer-involved shooting is under investigation right now. This one happened in Echo Park earlier this morning. Officers responded to a robbery call at a restaurant near Albany Street and Pico Boulevard. When officers tried to stop the robbery suspect, they say he pointed a gun at them. That's when police opened fire. The man was taken to the hospital in critical condition. No officers were hurt.
Police have made an arrest in connection with the vandalism at Justin Elementary School in Simi Valley. An investigation led to this man, 23-year-old Stephen Lazarus, who police say admitted to the vandalism. The school was shut down yesterday afternoon due to the extensive graffiti, which included swastikas and threatening comments. Investigators say Lazarus acted alone. He is being held at the county sheriff's station on $50,000 bail. Justin Elementary will resume its normal schedule today.
Gun control takes center stage at the Glendale City Council tonight. The council will consider an ordinance meant to ban the sale and possession of firearms on city-owned buildings and parks. If the ordinance passes, it would be the end of the Glendale Gun Show, a tri-year event held at the Glendale Civic Center. The City Council insists the ordinance would not significantly limit public access to guns. However, an attorney for the gun show has threatened a lawsuit if the ordinance passes. The meeting is scheduled for tonight at 6.
Florida police call it a sinister plot. A former student at the University of Central Florida was apparently planning to kill a lot of people. Instead, he killed himself. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez says a 911 call and quick action by police made all the difference.
Police call it a massacre averted. A 30-year-old former student at the University of Central Florida, still living in a dorm on campus, plotted and armed himself with the apparent goal of slaughtering students. Today, the investigation ongoing into how the warning signs could have gone unnoticed.
There are always warning signs, particularly in people who live in close quarters like a dormitory.
UCF police say just after midnight Monday, James Oliver Cumeron pulled the fire alarm in his dorm room, apparently to flush crowds of unsuspecting students out into the open. But before Siva Cumeron could open fire, his roommate spotted him with a gun and called 911.
As he was raising the gun, I slammed the door on him before he could pop anything off.
Police responded within moments, finding Siva Cumeron dead from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. Also at the scene, evidence of a terrifying plot seemingly called off at the last second. Along with writing spelling out details of the plan, investigators discovered 4 suspected improvised explosive devices in a backpack, allegedly lined with shrapnel. Also a .22 caliber assault rifle, a .45 caliber pistol, and a source says there were hundreds of rounds of ammunition.
Anybody armed with this type of weapon and ammunition could have hurt a lot of people here, particularly in a crowded area as people were evacuating. It could have been a very bad day.
Siva Kumaran was not enrolled in classes this semester and was in the process of being evicted from on-campus housing. Still unclear if that played a role in the motive, which is still under investigation. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, New York.